Okay, Mom. As my brother, he's got great style.
He does.
So sometimes when I run out of clothes for these podcast episodes, I'll just hop on over and be like, yo, give me a t-shirt.
Maybe I need to shop his closet too.
He's got some nice things.
Oh, I've seen.
Right? Y'all know you can check him out on TikTok. He's like a fashion icon. Legit.
Check him out. Welcome, guys.
You know what song stuck in my head? You know that Kalani song?
Which song?
Kalani? And then you do this and they do the dance?
No, I don't.
I'm going to send it. We're going to try and get Hina to do this trend.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll do the trend. Swear to God, I'll do the trend. I don't care.
Okay, that's
I love this stuff.
I'm doing it.
Let's do it.
The way that I climb up the stairs and I'm just dancing like this, and then I was like, oh my God, I can't get this song out of my head.
I love songs like that, though.
Me too.
They're amazing.
Welcome to the episode.
Welcome to the episode, guys.
Please subscribe to the channel.
Cha-ching.
I'm getting right to the point.
Get going.
Let's go. Subscribe to the channel. Get us to the 20K mark. I'm just going to say 20K because, you know, the bigger the better.
The bigger the
higher,
better.
The higher we are, the greater it is for you guys. The content
absolutely.
just keeps rolling through. Please follow us and give us those 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Those numbers work really well for us because, as you all know, this is a podcast, so audio numbers are very important, as well as YouTube subscribers. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok, where all the fun happens. I mean, the fun happens here too.
The fun is always happening, girl.
All right. We asked a great question as a follow-up to our initial question.
The question that we asked was, what is the hardest thing you've dealt with in your marriage? We got a lot of responses. We usually get a lot of responses thanks to you guys, for sure. But like, there's some questions that you get a lot of responses. That one was like every response had in-laws and
in-laws, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, father-in-law. We know.
any law.
Any law. Attorney at law. Just start making them up. Jaya in-law.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
It's all,
Sometimes
it's
it'd be
all
like
the
that.
in-laws. Oh,
Okay,
man.
so
I got a few. You want me to roll them
are
up?
we rolling out?
Let's roll it through. Let's just get into it.
Okay, so let's start. The hardest thing that I dealt with is that I'm not married.
Oh, I get that.
That is hard.
Oh, you know what?
That's so hard.
And honestly, as time passes and your age grows, which you cannot control, the comments just get worse and worse. And it sucks.
And girl, it's slim pickings out there. Slim
Not pickings.
No pickings.
There's no season. There's no strawberry picking season. It's out. There's a makia in the field.
It's a barren wasteland. Okay. There's nothing. There's like a tumbleweed rolling across.
खाली पड़ा हुआ है खेत, okay? कुछ भी नहीं खेतों में. There's just
I'm like, chane ke kheet?
there's no chane in the kid, okay? But also, then you get married and you're like, shit, this is what everybody's hyping up?
Yo, for real?
This is why every auntie was on me for this?
Yeah, and then you're like, what happened to that Bollywood love story that I was supposed to have?
They don't
What happened to that? Where did that go?
Shah Rukh Khan ruined our lives, guys.
He really did.
He made it seem like these guys were going to climb on the roof and climb into your bedroom and like everything. He just wants to
Dude,
like...
the way he would shed tears for a
my
woman.
God, the way he was like, I will literally do anything for you.
For real. Ugh.
The way he was like, I will fight your dad, but I'll make sure you don't run away from your family because we're going to do this respectfully.
Wow. And these days, it's I'll fight for your dad and I'll make you run away disrespectfully.
Facts. Or the guy will run away and be like, you stay with your dad.
Ain't
I don't want this. I don't
Ain't
want
that
this.
the truth?
Oh my God, that really sucks. You know, I hope whenever it is your time,
Yeah.
that the person comes shining through.
Shine
These are
like a
our prayers to
diamond.
you guys always give us really good prayers.
I
We
know.
hope that if we're ever in difficult situations, that it does get resolved. It's really hard though when you're in the moment and you just feel so stuck.
I think so too. And I think like when we read a lot of the comments and DMs, some of the stories are so sad that you're just like, why are people going through such hard times? Even though you're like, oh, hard times are part of life, but like some of the hard times you're like, this is too hard. Like
It's too hard.
it's hard for us to read it. Imagine like going through it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's definitely tough.
Feeling like a second fiddle to my husband's siblings. It felt like my opinions always came second.
I hate that stuff.
Man, with siblings?
With siblings, it's so hard though. But like siblings need to know where their place is.
They
Stay in your
do.
place.
But like honestly, I also know that the generation before us, our parents' generation, gave so much priority to their siblings.
They did, but I'll be very honest. Like in my family, like my dad has a lot of brothers, but they're all like, they just do their own thing. Everybody just does their own thing.
I think are all of your dad's brothers here?
Yes.
See, that's why it's different.
Maybe, yeah. If they were abroad, like you're saying, but I mean, like my mom's side is like scattered, right?
Mom's side is different. Dad's
think
side is different. I feel like dads felt like they left everything and came over here.
I understand that.
And then they have such a
Yeah.
responsibility to uphold their brotherhood back home. And so
okay.
no matter what, like their own wives and their own kids always come underneath the opinions of their brothers and siblings.
Right. That makes
And
sense.
I guess sometimes it passes on to our generation too, because sometimes you do have an attachment or responsibility
Yeah.
that you feel like you have to have with your siblings. And then what do if your wife comes and you're not really respecting what she's saying?
I think it's just like, I think when you're in a situation like that, you have to like hear your wife out because like your siblings have their own homes.
Yeah.
Like they have their own lives. If they're married, they have their own like family.
They're not though.
What if they're not? Then find one. Like,
Yeah. Like what if you literally are married to somebody whose siblings are single and
but then you have to set boundaries, right?
You do,
Especially
you
at the
do.
time because now you have a responsibility.
Yeah.
You have someone that you're responsible for. Like your wife is like your responsibility as a man, right?
Yeah.
So like, are you really going to be like, oh, let me put my siblings' opinion into it?
Yeah.
It's like those siblings that are like very bossy and overpowering.
Yeah.
That they just feel like it's my way or the highway kind of thing.
What if you feel like you can't even go out anywhere with your husband because your siblings have to tag along?
Honestly, I would have to set those boundaries with my husband.
Yeah, you have to. but
Because it's
so
like
hard.
it's hard, but then at the end of the day, it's like if I don't set those boundaries, then I'm going on a group date every single time. Like ain't nobody
buying Groupons for everyone.
and then you can't even like hug your husband
No
the way you
way.
want. You don't even look at them.
You can't even hold their hand.
Like, what are you gonna do? Sit there and talk to your like sister-in-law or brother-in-law? It's
But
weird.
Also, like you can't even feel like your husband can open the door for you because his siblings are
Yeah.
gonna mock him.
or they're gonna walk in before you.
Yeah. Or they're gonna be like, "Why are you opening the door? You never opened the door for us."
Yeah. I just feel like that to me is like it makes me feel ick because I feel like that guy's obviously does not have the confidence to stand
Yeah.
up for himself
Yeah.
and be like, my wife comes first. Y'all, I love you, but like my wife comes first. And your wife should come first before your
should.
siblings.
Yeah.
100% your wife should come first. Don't even get me started.
First, and I feel like if you're getting married or about to get married, you need to learn that is a responsibility. Your
million
wife has to
%.
come first. Her opinions have to come first, and come together. Move away from your own family and listen to what she has to say. Because honestly, she could bring in a great perspective that you guys didn't even think of.
Yeah, because she looks at things from an outsider's view.
Yeah.
You guys are used to how you've done things
Yeah.
for your whole life.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody comes in and they're like looking at it like, y'all are just, I don't know how this dynamic is working. Everything is hella weird. Like, no, you're doing this wrong. You're too overbearing. That person is extremely bossy and needs to take a step back.
Yeah.
But then I also think, look, like if your siblings are single, right? And then they come tag along with you at every opportunity. One day those siblings are going to get married. And then you're going to be sitting there with your wife who also now feels resentment towards you because you never took her side at that time. And then she's not going to open up to you the way that she would have wanted to because all that time that you guys could have spent together, you didn't even have the guts to be like, hey, let me be a real man and set some boundaries. You couldn't even do that because you were too scared of your damn siblings.
You made those
So-
cracks in your foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so hard to repair after so much time has passed.
Yeah. And I mean, this goes both ways too, right? Like, same thing could happen with a girl. Like, obviously, if it's your siblings, even as a girl, set the damn boundaries.
So I'm gonna hop on this
Mm-hmm.
because somebody else sent us a message saying, I hate when I have to go shopping and then I have to show everything to my sister.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, and if they like something, then I have to go and make sure that I buy it for her.
That is freaking weird.
Every single time?
Every damn, even if it's like a more than like once or twice, like that's a lot.
I understand if it's something like shalwar kameez.
I don't even understand
Okay?
that.
But
I don't even understand that.
Let's say I can excuse that. Let's say I
Okay.
go to Pakistan
That's different.
and I bought a bunch
different.
of shalwar kameez and I bring them back. Then I'd probably get a few duplicates and be like, hey, I thought maybe you'd
Yeah.
like this one, so I bought this one for you. Something like that. Or even
Yeah.
if it's
Like, but girl, that's like when you go on vacation, you bring someone a souvenir.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it right now. Like if I went
It's
to
not-
an Eid Mila and I got an outfit, am I gonna go back and get her the same outfit?
No, I'm not.
I'd be like, can you buy
Unless,
your own?
you know what? No, it would be more like, okay, if my sister-in-law, like my brother's wife is like to me, hey, Hannah, I really love this outfit. Where'd you get it from? I would tell her.
Yeah,
I'd be like, this is where I got it from.
Okay.
Right. And if I was going to get her a gift, like if I knew she really loved something, like as a courtesy, I'd be like, of course I would get it for you.
Yeah.
But every single time this expectation, the way that they had answered the response was, I have to do this.
It was
it's
an
like
expectation.
an obligation.
Yeah.
That to me is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Because listen, everybody should be having their own income coming in some way, shape, sense, or form. That's not your child that you're like getting her stuff. It's weird.
Like, it's fine if you see if it's a younger sister-in-law. Let's say you're older and she sees you as a sister. She didn't have, it's only a brother and a sister. Then you get married to the brother, and now this younger sister-in-law is looking up to you as a sister. That's cute.
It's cute, but excessive. It can't be excessive.
Yes, it has to be within boundaries.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like if you go out and the relationship is really nice, then you naturally will want to buy something for her.
I agree with you 100%.
Like, let's say I go into a store and I see this really cute bracelet. I might not get the same one, but maybe I'll get something from the store.
Yeah.
Of a different something that I think would be nice for her, right?
Yeah.
Then you're doing it out of love. You're doing it because you want her to have something nice.
Yeah.
You're doing it because you know your brother would or your husband would have never thought of it.
That's heartfelt.
But if I have to come in every single time,
and like every single thing I buy, you need the exact same thing.
Go up to her room, open up my bags, and show every little underkachi that I bought. And
Can you imagine?
The same kachi?
No, but some mother-in-laws are like this too, where you roll in through you come back home shopping trip, and it's like, oh, show me what you bought, and it's just like, I don't need to show you anything.
Yo, what if I actually
Not in
am
a
going
rude
and
way.
getting some, essentials that I don't want to share with people?
Some intimates. We call them intimates these days. If you get some of those, you're definitely not showing. You are not showing, Aruj. Let's be real, okay?
What if my mother-in-law?
But you know what? Sometimes
open up this.
Sometimes I think maybe it's good if you do show, because then she'll never ask you again.
Or she's like, I thought about you again.
I have nowhere. This conversation could go many ways, but I'm trying to just zip my mouth right now and talk.
I like this. Let's go on, hop on a train. Oh,
I feel like that could just go downhill very fast. Doesn't have to be a bad thing though. Because you could just be like, oh, you wanted to see it, so like I'm showing you.
Oh my god.
Here's everything from Victoria's Secret.
I would die of embarrassment. I would die.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, look, you're right. I would die of embarrassment too. But she'll never ask you again. So the one-time embarrassment is worth the lifelong never asking again. Weigh your losses. Come on.
I think it depends on what you buy.
Well, girl, the worse it is, the better it is to show. I think.
Maybe
We're trying to avoid it.
Okay, here's what you do. Go and buy something very intimate. Okay, then go to your sister-in-law's room and be like, here, tomorrow. She'll never ask again.
No, but listen, let's play on that, because let's say she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know that. She says that, but her mom does her laundry, okay? So, like, you're screwing her up. Honestly, you're screwing her over, because now, not only did you get her in trouble, the mother-in-law's gonna think you're the worst influence ever.
No, we're gonna backtrack for a second. If she says, sure, thank you, my jaw would drop. Like, who are you seeing? You're single right now, living in this house.
What if
Why
she's
did
like,
you say sure?
That's just who I am. I like dressing up for myself.
So I take it back. I'd be like, astaghfirullah. Not until I see those McGoffins.
I was testing you. That's what I was
You
doing.
want me to tell your brother?
Ooh. And the brother's like, oh my God. Yeah, it's okay if you buy them. Okay, guys, sorry. We're going off sometimes.
I look at my husband and be like, really?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now?
No, that would be... No, but then he would never let you get anything for her again. So this is a win-win, guys.
You do it, we win.
You do it with the sister-in-law and you do it with the mill too. Hey,
Okay,
it
but
works.
listen, in this situation, you will be badnaam, okay?
You will be...
Suck kism bhi badnaam nahi hai, but just take it.
Long-term happiness.
Take it.
Thodi si badnami for long-term happiness. We can do this. We can work with this. Balances out. The hardest thing that I went through in my marriage was my in-laws insulting my parents and never apologizing, and then just going about their life like nothing happened. I can't handle that.
Insulting my parents?
I can't handle it. I can't.
So I can't even wrap my head around the situation.
Like,
what happened that they're insulting your parents?
Hypothetical situation here.
Okay,
This probably went down.
Okay,
Okay, because this is like everyone's always saying something like this.
Okay.
You know, Aruj mere ghar aayi thi aur usne ye nahi kiya mere liye. Aruj ne ye nahi kiya. Aruj ye nahi karti. She doesn't help me. She doesn't call me. She doesn't do this. She doesn't do that.
ऐसा ड्रामे नहीं देखती
Yeah, okay, all this
बर्तन नहीं
stuff.
उठाए उसने
And then it's like, कुछ आपने सिखाया नहीं है उसे? I couldn't even say it because I got shook. I couldn't even let it out. Like, कुछ सिखाना चाहिए. बच्चियों को ये चीजों की बात, ये चीजें पता होनी चाहिए.
sometimes I look over and be like snitch city
Yo. And you know, our mom, what would your mom say? She would be like, Hunty. She would never
No.
clap back.
my mom
My mom would never clap back.
no my mom would be like नहीं कोई नहीं मैं बात करती
मैं
हूँ उससे."
बात करती हूँ उसे. Oh.
Then that baat that daunt
But is it a daunt or is it like someone says something, then your mom tells you, and then you're like, hold on, mom. Hold on for a second.
yeah.
Let me clarify what happened. And then even when you clarify, they're just like so nice that they're just like, it's okay. You know, like you can't change people. Some people are just not normal. They're just not okay.
I know, but then the thing is, okay, here's the thing. If you have somebody who's going back and telling all these little itchy bitchy batein to your parents, I feel like that's just like an invasion of privacy.
It is an invasion of
Because
privacy.
if I choose not to tell my parents certain things,
Yeah.
यार मौका मिले तो मैं भी पांडा
Huh,
खोल
but
दूं, right?
it's a power play on the
Yeah,
in-laws
it is,
part.
it is. Because they feel like they have the right to go and snitch on
Yeah,
you.
because they're like, well, wo choti hai. I can say what I need to say.
Uh-huh.
And if I tell her mom that I'm going to do like Sharminda her mom,
Yeah.
right?
Because that's what they want.
and then the mom is going to get mad at the daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's like, I feel like they gauge how your parents are.
Yeah.
And then they like, then they go in for the kill. But little do they know, we are the killers now.
Yo, oh my God. If that ever happened, I would have to have a serious conversation face to face with my actual in-laws. And I wouldn't even, if the husband is involved, that's great. And if he's not, then you have to sit there and talk to them.
Okay, but real
That's
talk,
unacceptable,
it's
man.
unacceptable. But how it, that's one thing. That's like one situation where it's like, okay, they say something about you to the parents, but like, you know, sometimes there are like really catty in-laws that will be like, oh, you know, I spent this much on our wedding and you guys didn't give us. We gave you so
yeah.
many gifts and you didn't even give. You know, people do that.
Yep,
Where
yep.
they're like collecting, like it's like tit for tat. Like,
Yes.
if I did this for you, then why didn't you do this for me? Like that type of stuff. And then they get like really offended and angry and they throw shade at your family. If I was sitting there and something like that happened, I don't think I could sit quietly.
I don't think so
could.
either. I don't think
like
so
when
either.
your parents are getting disrespected and you're sitting there quietly,
No,
I
you
would be
can't.
like,
You can't.
And I know like my parents would probably have been like, do not ever get involved.
Yeah.
But like as like now we're adults.
Exactly.
You don't just sit there and say like, yeah, say what you got to say.
No.
But how quickly will your relationship end after that though? Because I think once that happens,
Yeah.
that's just, I don't know. I don't know if I could.
They didn't apologize.
And they didn't apologize. They just
So
went on.
clearly everybody had a conversation about the fact that they were wrong.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have said this to my parents.
Yeah.
But the in-laws refused to apologize.
It's an ego thing. It's
It is
always an ego thing.
It's always an ego thing.
It's always an ego thing.
We're better. Hum ladke wale hain.
If we
We don't say
apologize,
sorry.
we're gonna be less than, which in my opinion is so crazy because I think, you know, if you apologize and you own your stuff, it actually makes you look like, wow, this person actually is using their damag, honestly. Like they actually have a dil in their body,
Yeah.
you know? And the ones that don't apologize, you're like, you're so like akru. Like, you know what I mean?
don't like that.
I
You
can't.
shouldn't really have people in your life who cannot apologize. I'm talking in any single relationship.
That's a red
in your
flag.
life. That's a
That's
red
a
flag.
red
if you
flag.
have somebody where you feel like the tables are always turned,
Yeah.
and you have to constantly apologize to them,
100%.
that's not a fair relationship in your life. And personally, you shouldn't have that person in your life.
I think so too.
If you have somebody who can honestly acknowledge and just look at you and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry. What I did was not right." That's really important. That's a healthy relationship.
I think so too.
Those relationships are the ones that thrive and grow.
1
The ones where
million%.
the ego is so high that they can't even say sorry, force doing something that's wrong, and then turning the table on you, being like, "Well, you made me feel this way,"
Yeah.
and they
yeah.
still don't apologize.
Yeah. I agree.
That's what a lot of these in-laws will do.
I think so too. And like it's sad because I feel like it puts not only you in a bad position as like a daughter-in-law or if it was a son-in-law, right? But it also puts like the spouse, whoever you're married to, in a weird position.
Yeah.
Unless they're like, oh, I side with my parents. My parents didn't do anything wrong. Because you know there's some that say stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? But then I feel like if they don't side with the parents, then they're kind of like, oh my God, my parents are looking like fools now in front of my wife's parents
Yeah.
because they were the ones that attacked them.
Yes.
Okay. And now they're not apologizing. So now I have to be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
If I'm even going to do that. Because
That-
what if my parents get mad at me
Yeah.
for being like, why did you apologize?
Or some guys will be like, no, but my parents don't want to say sorry. They don't want to say
Yeah.
sorry. That's just how they are.
That's just how they are, girl. I cannot.
I really do feel like in situations like that, it's like as hard as it is, and
Yeah.
depending on your husband, have a conversation with your husband,
Yeah.
being like, listen, this is not cool. I can't let it go. It's still in my mind. Even if they can't apologize, then maybe you should be apologizing on their behalf.
Yeah.
Because my parents cannot be treated this way.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's acceptable.
I don't think so either. I also think it just ruins the relationship for the future.
And you know, when you don't apologize, the way that's going to come around in a few
Oh
years.
my God,
because
100%.
You never let it go.
You never let it go. And I just feel like I don't think I could ever respect those people again.
Yeah.
For as long as I live.
And moving forward, they're going to think they can say whatever. They want.
Yeah. But you know
can
what?
walk
I
all over
also feel like when you interact with people like that,
Yeah.
there's like a time, right? People can be mean to you for a certain time.
Yeah.
Eventually you develop a backbone and you're like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to roll, let's roll now. Like, I feel like it becomes that way.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you're like, how much of your disrespect am I going to tolerate?
Yo, what if you take the exact line that they say to your parents and say it back to them?
Absolutely.
But how quickly do you become the bad guy?
Oh, right away, girl.
Right?
There's no like thinking period because at the end of the day, guys, let's be real. Like, you're not their real child. There's always going to be a little bit different. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says. That's the honest truth.
Not necessarily after I got married, but trying to keep count of who is doing more as new parents. So I guess this is after they had kids. Sometimes when you have kids, you end up keeping a tally of, I did this and he did this and she did this and I did this.
That
right?
does happen a lot.
And so I think it's really difficult. This is something nobody will ever talk about until you actually have kids. It's so difficult not to keep tabs. And I think
It is.
every mom is guilty of it.
But I think the reason why moms might be guilty of it is because we are the sole providers. Even though like the dads are there, but like the way that we have to nurture these children, it's not the same. It's not the same as what the dads have to do. Like, unless you're like a single dad and like the mom is not in the picture and you're like the solely responsible for the kids, but then you wouldn't be saying anything, right? I just think like when you're in a relationship, the moms really do have this like really like large and heavy load of taking care of the kids, more so than the dad. It even falls that way when like someone, like even in-laws know that.
Yeah.
That like the, you know, the parvarish of the children
Yeah.
lands on the mom.
Yeah, it does.
The nurturing of the children, the raising them up, it usually lands on the mom. So yeah, our plates are hella full.
Okay, but how hard is it when you're in a situation and you've gone through like a terrible night with your child? Okay.
Yeah.
She's been up every hour and a half,
Yeah.
hour. Okay. You can't put her down in the bassinet. All you can do is like she's on top of you.
Yeah.
Your husband decides to go and sleep in the other room because he has work.
Yeah.
So now it's just you and your baby in this very sad bed.
Yeah.
You are so tired. And then the next day, your husband is not there because he's working.
Yeah.
And you are now obviously, how can you not keep tabs on, well, I changed this diaper, well, I did this, well, I did this feed, well, I washed all these bottles, and now X, Y, and Z, and you come home and you're gonna spend an hour with our daughter, and what, you need some time to yourself now?
Yeah, 100%. I just think
And it's like, when do I get time for myself?
when do I get time? And also it's just like that. It's unfair because he gets to go out and work, which I know it's like work, but you're still socializing. You're not just stuck at home, like trying to take care of this kid, figure out the routine, feed them, burp them, bathe them, change diapers. Like, it's very overwhelming. I don't think that they understand how overwhelming it is for us as mothers. And I also think that maybe to a certain extent, we don't understand how hard it is for them too at times, right?
Yeah.
Because they have a different burden. But I feel like I think as women, like we do in our minds, like think like, oh my God, I had to do this. 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 And yeah, he does get to come home and be the fun dad for an hour.
Yeah.
That's the part that irks me because
Yeah.
it's like, you get to be the fun, happy, jokey. I get to play with them dad and I get to be the boundary setting damn mom. The one that they're like, God, why is she always in the She doesn't even laugh. She doesn't even smile. Why doesn't she roughhouse with us?
Yeah.
And you're just like, stop it. You're going to get her. Don't do that.
100% this is me.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's a wild ride.
And you know what it is? You know what's really hard in situations like that is if you have a husband or a partner who also doesn't really contribute to household responsibilities.
That's the thing
Because then
too.
on top of everything that you're doing for your child, you're doing everything else for the home.
Yeah.
Dinner, khana, pina, bartan, this, that, whatever. And all of a sudden he's gonna come home and I'm literally putting myself in her shoes. Like, how am I not gonna keep tabs?
Yeah, because you're also
How
like,
can you have an expectation of me not
exactly,
keeping
because
tabs?
you're also like, oh, he's gonna come home, so he needs something to eat, so I have to have something made for him to eat.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's just like, well, are you gonna spend time with me?
Yeah.
Are you gonna fill my cup? Like, do something nice for me too.
My in-laws demanding that I have a baby 1 month after we get married. I'm 22, by the way.
Oh my God.
Demand?
Please do not listen to them. Have a baby when you feel like you need to have a baby.
Honestly.
How do you demand that? Abhi is waqt bachcha paida karo.
You're like, okay.
I'm dying. Oh, the audio listeners, thank God you didn't see that. You gotta join us on YouTube to see what just happened.
Subscribe to the channel. Shameless plug.
I swear. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But honestly, sometimes you need to do something like that to just get them to stop. To get the nagging to stop. Just be so outrageous
Shock
with your
value.
responses.
It's the shock value.
It's like the lingerie bit.
Yo, my God, for real. I have to say though that like I think if anyone does say that, you should just be like, you know what, I'm gonna do that when I want to do that. Or you don't have to say anything. You tell your spouse to say whatever they gotta
Or
say.
you know what? Just be like, huh, Allah ke haath mein.
Yeah, like aap dua
Khalas,
kare.
they can't argue with
Yo,
that.
the dua kare bit works every time. Like aap bas dua kare. Aap mere liye bas dua kare.
Aap bas dua kare. And that's it. Walk away.
That's it.
Oh, but I know it gets so irritating. It's like every time you see them, they have to say something.
Yeah.
Like,
Or you
girl,
say
you're
like
22.
yeah, 22? Oh my God.
I'm feeling 22.
His undealt traumas regarding his dad and childhood ruined my relationship for a long time.
Oh.
That's really sad. It's sad because I think we've talked about mental health in the past as well. It's not something that's really discussed. People I think are not even always aware that they've suffered through like traumas in their life.
Right.
And I think when you get married, it just amplifies things a lot more because someone is looking at you and you are looking at them and you're seeing certain flaws in them and vice versa. And you might have thought that you were completely fine. And then later on, as things progress, you realize that no, there is a problem there.
Yeah.
But then the issue is that like some people realize the problem and they don't want to fix it.
I think that's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Is when you're married and you feel like you're going to start your life with somebody, but that person is just stuck.
Yeah.
And you feel like they're not moving forward.
Yeah.
Like you want to move forward. Like, you know when you're single in your mom's house and you feel like your life is just this bubble.
Yeah.
And you want to get out of it so bad.
Yeah.
Okay? Then you find someone and
Yeah.
you marry them and you want to progress and start this life together and be an adult.
Yeah.
And grow up. But your partner is not doing that.
And they're
all
like
of a sudden-
stagnant in the water.
Yeah. That's hard.
It's so hard.
Because it's like, I don't want to push you because I don't want to make it seem like I am taking away your masculinity because that's also a big issue.
That is a big
But
issue.
also, you're not doing anything to show me that you're gonna change.
Yeah.
That
Like
you're gonna provide, that you're gonna be the security, the
100%.
home, right?
Yeah.
And if he has traumas, undealt traumas with his dad,
yeah.
he can't always provide the safe space for you.
Yeah. Because he's still like processing,
And
right?
almost maybe he didn't have it with his dad, so he doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah,
with
but
the
that's
person he's
sad
with.
because it's just like, and this is why, like, in our previous episode, we were talking about like ask questions about like how's your relationship with your family? Because then you're like, if somebody does talk about like past traumas that they've dealt with their parents, then you kind of have a gauge of like, what are we looking at? Like, was their dad able to be like a support system for them, or did their dad kind of just be hands off and say, Joe, do what you got to do?
Yeah.
You know, and I think like you can figure a lot of that stuff out, but it's very hard because now imagine the vast majority of people have probably not asked this question.
Yeah.
The vast majority have gone into the relationships. They're seeing these like huge problems that are arising, which obviously in marriage, there's going to be issues. We all know that in relationships, whatever, right? But then some problems are really big problems and they just get bigger and bigger and bigger because the one person is like, you know what? I see the problem, but I'm not going to fix it. And sometimes they also don't even have the capacity to fix it. So like an example of that is like, okay, let's say someone has like really bad anger issues.
Yes,
Right.
okay.
And they are like extremely controlling and they have these anger issues, but like you see the anger issue and you're like, okay, like it's not that bad.
Okay.
But then time progresses and it gets worse and worse and worse.
Yep.
And they acknowledge that they have the anger issue, but like they don't want to get help for it, right?
What do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, how do you like, do you consistently put yourself in that situation and say, well, oh, well,
Yeah.
and a lot of the times it is a, oh, well thing. Cause you're like, what am I going to do now? Like I have a family with this person and like, he's genuinely a great person, but like there's this one issue that he has.
Yeah.
Or like, if it's not even anger issues, but it's like another issue that he has where like, he will just kind of like not hold it down because he doesn't know how to hold things down
Right.
at home. Right?
Right.
And he's just kind of like, oh, whatever. Like, I don't really like, today I feel like working and tomorrow I'm not really going to go into work.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
What do you
What
do?
do you do?
Yeah.
Right? As much as it's like, well, I don't know, I would set the boundary and have the expectation. But when you're in a relationship with someone for a long period of time, you can't even be like, sayonara, sucker. Like,
Yeah. Especially when you have other things, factors to think about.
Yeah.
And it's also a comfort level. When you've been with somebody for so long, you've kind of accepted who they are. And then all of a sudden, if you're trying to set boundaries, they're going to be like, bro, we've been together for like 15 years. Why are you trying to set this boundary right now?
which side of the bed did you wake up on? Like, did you have a dream or something that now all of a sudden you're like, I got to change and set these boundaries?
And then it's kind of hard because you're sitting there being like, man, I knew that this was there from the beginning. And I kept thinking, "Ko chalo koi nahi, it's okay. Like, you know, we'll move past it." And then what? Then you're sitting there and so many years later being like, I don't even recognize the person I'm with anymore.
You know what I think happens? I think sometimes when you're younger, you kind of like tell yourself like, oh, I can put up with this. And like, it's my job to like be able to like put up with this and deal with it.
Right.
Right. But then you grow and you change. You become more confident. You become more wiser. You've seen more of the world now. And then at some point you're just like, hold on a second. This is so disrespectful to me. I do not want to put up with this. And I think that when you get that confidence in yourself and you say those things and it becomes this constant argument is when it real like things really get bad. And then when you backtrack and you think about it, you're like, how did I not see this? You know what I mean? Like, why did I do what I did?
Yeah.
I should have been smarter. I should have just like listened to my gut instinct in the beginning.
Man, our gut instinct is like 99%
It's so
correct.
spot on. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's so spot on.
But so when you make excuses during those times and you look back at it, those excuses, you're just like, oh, it was just not worth it.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think in certain situations, you just, if you know and he's acknowledged that this is what it is,
Yeah.
and you can just keep telling him that this is damaging our relationship, hopefully, maybe eventually he'll get the help that he needs.
Yeah. I think if you keep on pushing it for sure.
And if
Yeah.
you're really being like supportive of it, you're not making him feel terrible, but you're also understanding his perspective where he's coming from and being like, hey, look, we really need to change this. Like,
Yeah.
we can't bring kids into this mix.
Yeah.
You gotta fix what we're doing. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you can have real conversations with him about like, hey, this is where I'm sitting right now.
I
And
think
he's
so
open
too.
to, you know,
I
getting
think-
some help.
Yeah, I think in marriage when you notice flaws about each other, which there will always be flaws, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can be like the spouse that's like, I see that this is a struggle for you, right?
Yeah.
Like, what can I do to help you? Because maybe when they were growing up, there was no one around them that, and maybe their parents even saw that they struggled with it, but they didn't know how to tackle the issue, right? And maybe they needed somebody to like help and support them. So like, yeah, it's not that your job is to help fix somebody's like flaws, but like you can always be supportive to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Right. It also shouldn't be that like that becomes your personality and you become this like person that like they always have to like lean on you for every single thing to the point where now it's like harming you.
Oh no, you don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
But I think like you can gauge it and then kind of take it from there.
I know. The hardest thing in marriage is confronting my husband when his family does something unfair.
That is so hard.
So hard. How do you even do that? Sometimes
It's
you're like,
so hard.
how do I even bring up this conversation right now?
You know why it's hard? Okay, I say this as a girl, and maybe the guy's perspective is different, right? I say this as a girl because, like, when you go into another family, you are the new one,
Yeah.
right? But even though the guy is the new one in your family, the way that he's respected is not the same way that the girl is treated,
Yep.
right? So, like, when we go in and we see an issue that's coming up, our thought is, this is an issue. I can tell like my husband about it, but if he goes and tells his family that I said that, then they might develop these thoughts about me where like, who is she to say something? Why does she think this about us? And it could potentially lead to a problem.
Yes.
So we think, okay, how do we figure this out without making it seem like an attack, you know? And so you're always like micromanaging and like overthinking the situation. Sometimes it's not overthinking. It's just you can understand how you can figure out how people are as people, like what their personalities are. And then when you do think about something, it's because you already know that there is a potential for a bad reaction. So you protect yourself.
Yeah, but aside from the reaction, okay, let's say you're not even thinking about the reaction of your in-laws.
Right.
But how do you even bring this up with
Yeah.
who you're with?
Yeah.
That's also like a starting point, because when you're newly married, you're like, when you're dating, it's different because the families haven't been involved
Absolutely,
yet, right?
yeah.
But now you're married, and let's say somebody, your brother-in-law, does something that you found wasn't right. You
Yeah.
did not like this behavior.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you even go to your husband and say, your brother did this that made that this behavior I don't like?
Yeah. Cause I feel like they can get defensive too.
Of course, they're gonna be like, that's my brother. What
Yeah.
do you mean?
Oh.
Why are you taking it the wrong way? Your intentions are incorrect.
Yeah. Or like, you don't know how they are.
Yeah, that is just how they are.
Yeah, that is just how they
you
are.
don't know. This is how they joke.
Yeah.
But you need to take it with a grain of salt.
Mm.
That's so hard, because a lot of people will excuse their family's behavior
I
and
think
say
so too.
this is just how they are.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they do as well.
And then you're kind of like, you don't want to bring up anything else in the future. You kind of suck it in a lot, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna like take it in. Okay, it's a grain of, this is how they are. This is just a joke. I'm gonna take it in as a joke. But eventually, you're gonna realize that there is some rudeness underlying that joke.
100%.
Okay, and how much am I gonna always tolerate?
Yeah. And I
How
think,
much are we gonna always excuse that that's just how they are?
yeah. And I think like once you share that with your spouse, like once you muster up the courage and you're like, I'm going to share it, and you share it and they don't support you, or they don't even try to like listen to what you're saying, and
Yeah.
they kind of shut you down, then for the future, you're like, I will never be able to share something with this person.
Yeah, or
Like you're always on edge.
or all of a sudden you are now behaving differently with
Yeah,
your family, right?
yeah,
Like you're a
exactly.
bit more reserved, or
Yeah.
you're not joking around as much, or you don't even show up to certain events. You're like, I
Yeah.
just don't even want to have to do anything with that family.
Yeah.
But then you're still the bad guy.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Because it's like,
100%.
oh, you're not going. What do you mean you're not going?
Yeah,
It's a
or it's
family
like-
barbecue. You're not going. Why
Yeah,
aren't you going?
yeah. But then you're like, I don't want to go because I don't want to deal with people like this because it makes me feel anxious.
Yeah.
Like I can't be myself because I'm always worried about like, oh, is this person going to think this? Why are they behaving like that? What are they going to say about me now? Like it's always something like that.
Always going to be
Yeah.
something. And then I guess it's really hard, because either you have an open conversation with your husband and you're like, hey, I don't like this behavior. This is what they did. This is what
Yeah.
they said. And if he's like, that's just who they are, you can now tell them, be like, hey, I'm new here.
Yeah.
That might be who they are in that comfortability of that family.
Yeah.
But that's not how they should be with me, because I am new here.
Yeah. Or like if you see something and you're like, that is awkward to me.
Yeah.
It's awkward to me that like that happened because it's not normal for me.
Yeah.
So I think like naturally what that husband or like whoever should do is like they should be able to at least listen to you and like try to understand, because in that situation, especially for a girl, like she's coming into your family. Like it's not the other way around. So try to understand and make it easier for her, because she's not just speaking from her like other side.
Yeah. She's actually feeling uncomfortable in a situation. Like, I don't want to go and hug no one's brothers. But I think, and I feel like in that moment, if a husband can be understanding, okay?
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have a solution right away, because let's be real, it's so hard to have a solution right away.
Yeah,
okay?
it
But
is.
you listen to your wife, you understand where she's coming from, and you're like, hey, what can we do so that you feel comfortable and I'm not being outright rude to my family?
Yeah.
Let's find a solution together. There is no greater moment in your marriage than that moment.
I think so,
because your wife is gonna look over and be like, he the one.
Yeah.
He the one.
He the one. Yeah. He the one. Yeah. No, I think, I also think like no girl's going to want to come in and be like ruffling feathers. Everyone wants to fit in.
Yeah.
That's the whole intention. Like the whole purpose of it is like, we want to feel included. We want to feel loved. But then sometimes weird things be happening, girl.
Sometimes.
Weird things. And you're just like, this is not normal. It's not normal behavior. I mean, it could be normal for them, but like for you, it's not normal.
Yeah.
And then if you say something like, I'm a little uncomfortable, and like you get thrown off, it's just like, oh, everything gets so weird so fast.
gets
Like
so
you don't know
weird
how
so
to
fast.
navigate that
Yeah.
then. You really don't. It could also potentially lead to a lot of problems within you and your marriage.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what she was saying, that like that was the hardest part. But I was also going to say that sometimes I think what happens is you just need time because you know what? It's a relationship. Any relationship sometimes needs time just so that they understand who you are. And I think the more time you have, the more they'll be able to gauge your personality and realize that she's not BSing, you know? And sometimes you're like, sometimes you reflect back in the relationship and you're like, do you remember when I told you this about this person and you didn't listen to me? And then they're like, oh yeah, shoot, you were right all along because you probably were, but they weren't able to see certain things that way.
Like, yeah,
Right?
damn right, I'm right.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah, should have listened to me
right.
3 years ago.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
My husband talking to his mom and sister about everything that's more important between the two of us.
That's messed up. That should not be happening. Guys that do that, even I would even say like girls shouldn't do that either. Don't share like your personal family stuff like between you and your husband with like your parents.
With anyone in the
With
family.
anyone, even friends.
Yeah.
There's no point, honestly.
If you are making an important, it's so funny. I was actually watching an episode of Gilmore Girls yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. And in that episode, Suki, I've watched the show multiple times. Okay. So Suki is talking to Jackson about wanting to have kids.
Yeah.
And then she goes and shares that. And because Jackson is like, I want 4 under 4.
Yeah.
And Suki's like, what the heck is a 4 under 4? And he's like, I want 4 kids in 4 years. And she was freaking out.
Oh my God, I'd be
But
freaking
what
out
did she do? She went and talked to Lorelai about it.
Oh Lord.
And Lorelai's like, you know, gave her input as a friend.
Yeah.
And she went back and shared this info with Jackson. And Jackson got so triggered. Okay.
Oh my God.
And he comes up to Lorelai. He's like, oh, do you like my hair? Do you think I should be changing my hair right now? Because, you know, I guess your opinion matters. Everything that important between the two of us has to be shared with you. And in that moment, it was so funny because Lorelai realized as a friend that she needs to back off.
Yeah.
This is a decision between the two of them.
Yeah.
And that if she ever does share advice with her friends,
Yeah.
she needs to remind Suki that, hey, listen, I'm just giving you advice as a friend, but you do what you need to do in the realm of your relationship.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I feel like you can share certain things. Like there's certain things where you're like, I need advice on this.
Yeah.
But that's not something that like you would go back and relay and be like, by the way, this person said this is this. But then there's certain things that are like personal, like there's some personal things that you're like, no one needs to know outside of me and you.
Yeah.
I feel like you should be each other's like comfort and like you should be able to cover each other's flaws for the most part.
What is he going back and telling your mother-in-law and sister-in-law?
That's what I want to know. The boxes are too small. The boxes are too small.
What if I got a gross mole that I want to hide on my back and you're going and telling your mom?
Oh my God, for
I would
real.
be so embarrassed. Like, only you've seen the mole.
Yeah, and you can't even say like last time I didn't like that your mom said this because that's this man's going back and saying everything. By the way, she said this is about you.
Or
At
you
that
plan
point-
it accordingly because you know he's
No,
gonna
but
go
at that
back
point
and
he
tell
should have just married his mom. Like, get out of the relationship, girl. It's not worth it.
you. What if the mother-in-law
Give me the
comes
worst
to you and
advice.
says, oh, मैंने तुम्हारे लिए कमीज लेनी थी लेकिन मुझे पता है तुम्हारे इधर मोल है.
I would be fuming.
तो मैंने कहा कि बैकलेस नहीं लेती.
I would be like, oh my God, you're so nice. And then I'd go back and like, are you serious right now? Are you serious? Like, why are you so like, why do you have such a halka pet? I don't understand. Like everything just comes rolling out like freaking diarrhea. Like stop. I can't deal with people like that. Like keep some shit inside. For God's sake.
Pet. I'm gonna use that from now on.
No, but you know there are people like that.
Yeah.
Like, you tell them and it comes out the next day and you're just like, oh, I can't tell you nothing.
God. Being called out for my weight gain after baby and not being able to speak up to just to avoid the drama.
That's so not okay.
It's also so hard.
It's so hard. But honestly, if you're with someone that is saying things like that to you after you have his child, that's so out of line that I don't even have the words to express. Only the physical actions will be able to express what I'm thinking what I'm thinking right now. Because like I gave you an heir to your throne.
Damn.
I like extended your lineage. Okay.
Drop that mic
was a girl Laura boy, okay? And you're sitting here being like you gained weight. Like I'm feeding you, okay? I'm taking care of your family, and now you're sitting here telling me I'm fat. He's not the one. Honestly,
Be like,
he's not
Auntie,
the
you
one.
didn't lose it either.
My God, for real.
You had 3 kids. You still got the
That's
baby weight.
Something that these people do not understand. It's like, you know, they have all the respect for their mothers. the respect up and down, which you should. But why is it not there for the wives?
Facts.
Like, she's going through the same thing. She's going to be someone's mother. Why is the respect not there for her?
She's gonna be the mother of your child.
That's what I'm saying, girl. Like, very, very just. Pata nahi kaun si duniya mein reh rahe hain. What's going on here? For real.
Okay, but also, guys, it's so hard to lose the weight. I can't express it. I cannot
It's so hard.
tell you, and I only the girls that are in it right now are gonna understand these words.
It's so hard.
When you are postpartum, that first year, okay, people are expecting you to just snap back as if you never went through that trauma of giving birth.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you did it.
Yeah.
Okay. This body is now outside of your body. You went for 9 months, it was inside. Okay.
Yeah.
And the way you suffered from all of those symptoms of pregnancy. And now you have this baby. And in that first year, people are just expecting you to lose the weight when you are literally trying to survive.
Yeah.
And you don't have the time to be making all these meals. And you don't have the time to be taking out to exercise because you're still healing or you're too tired or you have no sleep.
Or you have like PPD.
Yeah.
You don't feel good. Okay.
You just don't
So
even
many
want to
things.
be in the space or wherever, in whatever headspace you're at. It's not fair for somebody to come up to you and say, well, you didn't lose the weight yet.
You know, the thing is like, one thing is like when you have kids, but like it's hard to lose weight even when you don't have kids. Weight loss is very hard.
Yeah.
You have to change your entire, it's a lifestyle change. You have to change your entire life. People have a hard time even like changing the smallest thing. Okay. Changing the damn toilet roll. That's hard. Okay. But like changing your lifestyle is like a huge feat. It takes a long time. Like it's not an easy thing that happens. I mean, I know you've gone through it. I've gone through it. I feel like I'm still in it. Like I had my son like 3 years ago, but I'm still trying to like, you know, like lose and like try to like make myself stronger. And it's very difficult. The older you get, it gets even more harder.
Yep.
So I think especially if that person is not hitting the gym regularly, that mouth should not be opening. Nuh-uh. Like the comebacks would be strong in that. If it was me, I'd be like, I don't see a gym membership, honestly. I don't see it. All I see is like a stomach full of gulab jamuns. Like that's all I see. That's all I see.
Straight up, I would be like, you never lost it after you had kids. So
Right?
I'm just following your footsteps.
Absolutely. Like
You
don't
want me to
tell
learn all your recipes? I'm also going to learn how to not lose the weight.
You want me to cook you the good meals? Do you want to start eating salmon and boiled veggies with me?
Facts.
Like
Don't boil ande all day? Or do you want the
protein
nahari?
intake. That's what I'm saying. Then don't complain to me when I give you that food, the bland food. Don't complain then. Okay?
You're going to judge my cooking skills, but also say that I can't lose the weight.
That's what I'm saying. Someone said addiction. That was the hardest thing that they went through. That is really sad.
And especially if you didn't know the addiction existed until you get married.
Or let's say somebody, you know, was like into like alcohol, okay, and drank, right? And maybe initially when you met them, they were like a casual drinker, right? But then it gets worse and worse and worse. I think that is the case sometimes with like things like alcohol or like even like smoking and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That it gets worse and worse and worse. If you're stressed out, you just kind of turn to it and then it just like escalates.
Yeah.
That's why I think one of the things that we talked about in our last episode was to ask these questions in advance.
Exactly.
But if you really didn't know and it was hidden, that is very hard. I think that can make or break a relationship.
I agree. That will make and break it because there's only so much you're going to tolerate.
Yeah, yeah.
And like we said, marriage is hard. If the person is a casual drinker, but then as the stress increases in their life, they drink and drink more, marriage brings on more stress.
1,000,000%.
The responsibilities are I can't even describe
Yeah,
it. Okay.
yeah.
And now all of a sudden this person is going to experience more stress. And let's say now you're also going to have kids. That stress is just out of the roof.
Yeah.
Okay. And if that's their solution is whatever their addiction is, let's say it's gambling. How are you going to trust this person? Because they are now going and taking all of your life savings and throwing it away.
That's very true. That's very true.
And so that will make or break the relationship. 100%.
I think so too. And I think like, you know, a lot of women might even be told that like, oh, like support him, help him through it. And I think, or even men, the woman could have the addiction, right? But I think like you could be the supportive spouse and be there for them, but it only goes so far because you cannot help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. They're not going to change for you.
Yeah.
They're going to change for themselves. So if they don't want to help themselves, then at that point, sometimes you really do have to think like, I have to think about myself. Is this worth it for me? Is this not worth it? Especially if you have children. Because I feel like if they see that and it's normalized, then for them, it's just like, well, it's normal. Like gambling, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. But it's not. Like, it's like such a crazy vice. Like, I think it just leads to like more and more things.
There are certain things that I think every man and woman on this planet has a list of things that are actual deal breakers.
Yeah.
If these things are on your list of deal breakers, make sure you ask before you get married.
Yeah, I agree.
Because even if it's casual, that can always change.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. I think sometimes when people are stressed, they always turn to things like that. Right? Because for them, it's like maybe a source of like adrenaline or like it like changes your personality. Maybe it makes you more like outgoing and fun. And like a couple people tell you, oh my God, you're so fun when you're like this.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it boosts your head and you're like, I'm so fun all the time.
And then you're like, God, I just got to be doing this all the time.
Yeah. So I think it can get out of hand really fast and like it can kind of spiral into other things.
Yeah.
So if that is a very hard thing to go through, I think.
Hard.
Very, very hard.
I mean, we have a chai coffee addiction, but
Ain't that the truth? But wo to theek hai.
But yeah, when I'm stressed, the amount of cups I drink is unreal.
That's true.
It's unreal. Go.
Had infertility issues for years, and everyone in my big in-law family had advice on what to do.
Oh,
That is so difficult.
that's so hard.
Yeah.
Also, I hate the unwarranted advice.
Yeah.
Keep
like
it to yourself, fam. I don't want to hear it.
my point is like, if someone is genuinely having infertility issues, what advice are you giving them that's going to fix this?
This chawal ka thela that you want me to put under my pillow because it's gonna magically like give me non-fertility
Yeah,
issues.
like that type of stuff is so bogus. Stop it.
Why do they say it's just weird?
With the superstition.
Oh, इसमें पता नहीं क्या कुछ वो क्या कहते हैं जड़ी बूटियां डालनी है.
Jadi booty is like weeds.
चाय में मिला के थोड़ा सा
But yeah,
शक्कर डालो.
I feel like if this is a lot of this stuff is like very superstitious because I just need to know, is there
100%.
any fact behind it?
No.
Tell me if there's a fact behind it, I'll believe it. Show me the research, okay? But like some of this stuff is like out of control. Like, oh, you know, if you look at the night sky at this time and you're just like, oh my God, like this is ridiculous. I think people have to be a little bit more sensitive to someone going through fertility issues. And the problem is that some of the older generation, because they haven't faced it, they do not realize how insensitive it is to say things like that to someone who's struggling and going through it.
Yep.
It's so insensitive.
You know what else is terrible? If you have infertility issues and you're going through whatever medical way to help,
Yeah.
and the way that you have to go to a family like event and they are all saying all these advice to you and you're like, this is not, I don't want to hear any of this. I'm already doing all the things that I need to do. I
Yeah.
don't need your input on it too. You're not living my daily life.
Absolutely.
Why are you giving me advice on how you think what angle I should be doing everything in so that all of a sudden I get pregnant? This is not gonna work.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
I probably tried it.
Yeah.
Because Google is free.
Yeah, Google is free.
I don't need your stuff. I
Yeah.
don't need your advice. It's unwarranted. Keep it to yourself.
It really is. And I think it really hurts people's feelings too, because they know their struggle that they're going through and other people just see it from like the outsider's perspective. But the person actually going through it is like, how do you know what my day is looking like? How do you know how much stress I'm under? How do you know how it feels getting like poked and prodded at the doctors to find out what's going on? Like it's
and then
stress.
always feeling like the turmoil that goes through your mind if you feel like you can't have kids, you just feel so helpless.
I also
it's
think,
out of
like-
your control.
Yeah, and I think as a woman, sometimes you feel like broken. Like you feel like, why me? Like, why did this have to happen to me? Like, this is such a hard thing to have to go through. And like, I feel like people look at me as broken.
Yeah.
You know, even though like thankfully there's so much advancements and things, and like there's so many options now available, thank God. But like, just because you might not be able to do it like the natural way and maybe you're going through IVF or something like that, I think people are so judgmental even with those things. They don't understand what a huge toll it takes on you mentally to like deal with things like that.
You need to be wearing a t-shirt that says, I don't want your advice.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's a
just
good
go
one.
to every event.
They would still give the advice.
Put it on. And then when they start, you just point to your t-shirt and walk away.
No, the auntie would be like, do not give me advice. And then she'd be like, okay, so by the way, I just want to let you know it's a full
And then
moon
on the
tonight.
back, and then on the back of your shirt, it'd be like, "Man, nahi sunni aapki baat." Walk away. The minute she
So
starts,
funny.
you just walk away. That's crazy.
Moving out. Girl,
First of all, congratulations. We're very happy for you.
congratulations, Laddu Banto.
Mote wale laddu. Badam se bhare hue.
I don't even like Laddu, but I'll eat one.
Oh, because that's a big congratulations
That's a
on your
big,
part.
big congrats.
It is so hard to move out.
Yo, it is.
The guilt.
The shame.
The way they won't even help you pack.
No.
मैं तो तुम्हारे कमरे के अंदर आऊंगी नहीं. I'm not gonna give you no UPS boxes. Use your own.
Oh, God.
Move करने की जरूरत है.
Oh, my God.
बेटा रह लो ना हमारे साथ.
Oh, the guilt trip is intense.
It's intense.
And like on the outside, you're like, oh my God, I feel so guilty. But on the inside, you're jumping for freaking joy.
You're like, they'll be like, हम basement बनवा लेते हैं.
Yeah. No, no, no.
Space ले लो.
You should be like, best idea आपके लिए. Definitely make the basement, rent it out so you make an extra income. Yeah.
पर हम अकेले रह जाएंगे.
Oh God, the guilt. And you're like, just why you gotta say this to me? Say this to your son.
They'll never
deal with it.
Or they'll say it to
always
both.
gotta tell it to you though.
Yeah, or they'll tell it to both, and your husband's just sitting there like,
No, because they think
we
that
go.
you're the one that convinced their son to leave them.
100%.
It's never your.
But I am.
Meanwhile, the son's like, I can't do this. I can't live with them anymore. The son's like, I gotta leave. I gotta leave.
बेटे की भी मत मारी हुई है. He's like done too. He's like, guys, I can't live this life. I'm supposed to be married.
For real. No, but in all seriousness, jokes aside, I think it's really healthy to have your own space if you can. If you can, it's nice because I think it allows you to like be more like who you want to be in your relationship with
Right.
each other. We talked about this.
Yes.
And everyone wants to have their own space.
Yeah.
Decorate it the way you want. Like two women in the kitchen. We've discussed this. It's very hard. Everyone
battle.
wants to, yeah, it's a battle. And you just want to have your own privacy and do your things your way and not always have to like worry about like, okay, well, there's someone else here and I have to make sure that I take care of them and do all this stuff the way they want before I do things my way. Yeah.
You want to paint your own room the way you want to.
Yeah,
for example.
exactly.
You want to buy your own furniture.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to sit there and look at all this like, you know, the Takawa style.
Like 40-year-old dishes in that like wall unit, you know, like my gosh.
Why do we have that? Why
I
are we
don't know.
displaying all this
And then it's
China?
like, do we use the china?
Hell no.
It's just there to look at.
Yeah. Why do we have like a toaster oven, but you have to warm your double roti on the actual stove?
I love that you said double roti.
It's double roti.
That's the way it is. Okay. In
You
your
know, my mom has an actual like toaster oven, but is she gonna warm the toast in there? No, she
Stop,
takes
are you
it, she puts
serious?
it on the pan, and she has to.
I don't do that.
And she's just used to it. That's how
They are used to it. They just like the OG
I
way.
want to use the toaster oven.
Yeah, quick and easy. Make my life easy,
But
okay?
they're like, we don't want to touch that appliance.
Oh my god. I understand.
It's for display.
Yeah. Decoration.
Always making sure that we always have us time.
That was the hardest part.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
guess you can get so roped in your daily life.
yeah, I think that happens to everyone.
You know, that you forget
Yeah.
that you actually love this person.
Yeah, I think
You married them for a reason.
real, right?
Let me take the time out to appreciate them.
Yeah, I think that happens in every relationship because people's lives are so busy here.
Yeah.
Right? Now
Now you get so caught up in the daily mundane tasks that you forget the bigger picture sometimes.
yeah, I think it also like it's even worse when you get kids because you're so devoted to these children and they take up so much of your time and energy and you're following the schedule that like you going out is not a part of the schedule.
Yeah. Or even if you don't have a schedule but you have to take your kids everywhere.
Yeah.
You're not having one-on-one time.
You're not. You're
literally running around trying to handle these kids.
Yeah, and then sometimes like just to justify it to yourself, you're like, oh well, when the kids went to sleep, we sat on the couch and watched a Netflix show. But that's not one-on-one time,
That's not
guys.
one-on-one time.
That's not one-on-one time. Like one-on-one time is like dedicated. Like you said, tomorrow we're going for a walk to grab some coffee for an hour. That's dedicated me and you time, you know? I don't think like the random, like I sat at the table and had dinner with you is one-on-one time.
That doesn't count. You know what's really frustrating?
What?
Imagine you go to we're going to do a what would Hina do. Okay.
Oh no.
Let's say you're married and
Yeah.
you've got 3 kids.
Okay.
All right? I'm going to change up the whole dynamic right now.
Okay, yeah.
And you go to a party and it's your husband's friend's party. Unless it's an outdoor barbecue.
Okay, yeah.
And your husband's like, hey, we're invited. We're going to go. Okay, fine. You kind of wanted to spend Saturday night at home,
Yeah.
chill, whatever. But you're like, okay, we're going to take them. You take your kids. They're hella overstimulated.
Oh, God.
Because it's an outdoor barbecue.
God.
Okay. So you're out here trying to manage this whole situation. Mm-hmm. And your husband, instead of helping out,
Is hanging out with his boys. I already knew it.
is by the grill with all of his friends, and they're all chilling, having a good time, fresh Sprite coming out of the ice cube box, and you're standing there like, nobody's even asked me for any pani right now. I'm dying in this heat.
100%. I would be like, hey, can you like please take over? Like, I'm exhausted. I would say, and this would be my exact booty.
Damn, yo.
Like, can you please help me? I'm exhausted.
What if
and
he's
then
like,
all
yeah,
his
I'll
friends-
be there in a second.
And then his friends would be like, oh shoot, she's pissed.
They'll be like,
They might say that, but I bet their wives are probably looking at them the same way.
facts.
And then if I was really free with their friends, I'd be like, y'all, you know I've been slaving away all day, okay? So like, don't test me. Like, you guys should be coming up to me and be like, hey, do you need help? Because like,
right.
we don't have kids. So like, you should be like, let me take care of your kids.
Facts.
I would say it like that to be like funny, jokey.
Yeah, yeah.
But inside, I'd be like, where you at? I can't run a one-man ship here.
I would be standing there being like, I cannot believe that I wanted to spend a Saturday at home relaxed.
And
with
you
my
brought me
husband
here
and you brought me here
hang out with your
could
friends.
have only so you could have a good time.
Yeah, I would do the same thing.
Like you should have just gone to the barbecue by yourself,
I
and I
wouldn't-
would have stayed home and put the kids to bed.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't cut him up in front of his friends because I'm like, okay, I won't do that to you. But on that drive home, I'd be like, are you serious? Like, are you actually serious? Okay, this is so wildly out of control. Okay, tomorrow I'm
Fix
sleeping
up.
in and you're watching the kids all day. I'm going out.
And then you're gonna sleep in, and he's gonna wake you up, and be like, "Yo, listen, I can't."
I tried, but like they keep asking for you. I hate when they do that. Like I was trying to make him like be quiet, but he just kept saying "mama, mama," and I'm like,
Guys,
"You're
that-
so full of it."
That pulled a nerve at me. That pulled a nerve.
Because it's like if I wasn't in this house and he was saying "mama, mama," you would have dealt with it.
Yeah,
okay?
because there is
But all
no
of a
mama in the
sudden-
house
there
right now.
ain't no mama in the house. You would have figured it out. But all of a sudden now it's like, oh, I tried so hard. I tried so hard. And you're sitting there like, no, you didn't. Like, I heard you.
If
I was eavesdropping.
if I was in that barbecue, I would have texted him and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna grab an Uber. I'll see you tonight." I would have dipped.
Yo, girl, if you actually dipped,
I would have dipped.
no way,
'cause-
you'd be the talk of the town. People would be like, oh my God, yeah, so the barbecue was great, but guess what? Arut just left. She just got an Uber and left. She left the kids too.
No, I would go with the kids, and then I would, in front of his friends, I'd be like, "Hey, listen, I'm really tired. Y'all have a good time," but I'll message him on the side, be like, "I'll see you at home."
Ooh, the way he'd be like, all right, guys, I'm gonna take the Uber with her.
Let me,
no
be, let me be the Uber.
There's no
the
way.
Uber, take the Uber driver. Sits in the say, "All right, let me take you home." Not again, not again.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm picturing it. I'm scared, yo. Like if it was me and like someone did that to me, I'd be like, I cannot stand and talk with you for another second more. Like I gotta go sit in that car. I'm gonna get skinned alive tonight. Like
Because
I'm gonna get
sometimes
it.
I feel like I'm not somebody to embarrass somebody else in front of their friends.
Yeah.
You know how like we even
Yeah.
talked about don't even embarrass your kids?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if
yeah.
they're not. But the way I'd send you a text,
Oh, yo, but I would hear it from your ledger. Like I would see your face and I'd be like, oh God, game time is done. It's over. It's time to go home. It's time to go. Party was great. Party was great. And then on the way home, I'd be like, can I get you a coffee? Like, let me go.
yeah.
It's just
And the
right?
silent treatment I would give on that drive home, it would be crickets. And all you would hear were the kids fighting in the back. And I wouldn't even tell them to stop. Usually I'd be like, settle
Like,
down.
It's good. It's
settle
good.
down.
Yeah.
Now-
I need this because I need like the soothing white noise.
Yeah.
Of the children.
Of the children screaming,
Oh my God.
"Mama, he elbowed me." I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, scare them.
And then you'd get the side glance like, is she okay?
the side like this. And then you'd randomly roll through Tim Hortons being like, "Yo, let me get her coffee."
But
real
yo,
quick."
you know when it starts, it's like there's like this silent gap, and then you're like, you know, like I just needed to say, and then you unload, and you're just like, you're in on all of it. It's like you're
Then
every punch
everything's
is
the problem. Then your mom's the problem. Your dad's the problem. Your brother's the problem. It's
like,
coworkers.
you know
are the
what? This
problem.
reminds me of that time that you did this to me when I was at your mom's house.
The way I pull out that tooth story. You don't even have any teeth.
I'm telling you, the way we clap back, girl, the way we clap back, it's like, come now, let's go. Now I'm ready. Now
Oh.
I'm ready to go at it.
Yeah,
You
I'd
get
be like,
so like
oh my
fired
God,
up.
I'd be like, these are the friends that I always told you about. We can't be friends with these friends if you aren't going to be helping out. The way I'd attack your friends.
Okay, but let's say hypothetical here, okay? Go into what would Aruj do? Let's say you're standing there, okay?
Okay.
You go up to these friends and you're like, all right, guys, hey, I'm gonna head out, okay? And like you walk away and you hear them say a joke about you, like, what's gone in her? Like,
What's
like
gone
that.
into her?
Like, why is she so like stuck? Oh my God, she's so stuck up. And your husband starts laughing with them. Oh my God. The papers would be on the counter.
Listen, I take the Uber home with the kids. I put them down for bed.
I think
I'd make a cup of coffee.
I would 100% start crying.
I'd come home.
100%.
I'd come home and the papers would be on the table, and I'd be like, "You done?
I would.
Are you still laughing now?"
I would be so sad. I would be like, yo, you're like my best friend. How could you do that to me? I would never do that to you. It would be the guilt trip.
Oh, you would do the guilt.
100%. 100% do the guilt trip. Because that shit works.
Yeah.
Like, this is my take, guys. It's like, you don't cry too much in front of guys, okay? Then they think you're a crybaby, okay? You use those tears to your advantage, okay? Like, when you really want something, you're like, please, I'm so sad.
We really need that Chanel bag.
So sad.
Yo, pull out those fake drops.
But like that situation, I think I'd be sad because it would genuinely hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, yo, you're supposed to be like my ride or die. You're like my protector and you're making fun of me in front of your friends. Obviously, that's why you're hanging out with people like that, because they don't even got a woman. Okay. And you have someone that loves you and you made fun of me like that. And then I'd guilt him for like a month straight. And then
he'd have nothing. Yo, 6 months.
he'd have to earn it back. Okay. You'd have to buy me every flower in the world imaginable to make it up to me. Then you'd have to call your friends in front of me and be like, I should not have said what I said. Then you have to do that. You know what? Cut the flowers. Just do that.
Call your friends.
Yeah. Call your friends and be like, bro, I shouldn't have laughed about what you guys were saying. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
If that is not emasculating a man, I don't know what it is.
You're gonna go back to a whole
Yeah.
You make him call his friends.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're on the phone and he's like, listen, bro, I shouldn't have laughed when you said that. That's not cool. Don't talk about her that way. Da da da. And then they start laughing on the phone. Let's say put it on speaker so you can hear, because you want to make sure he's talking to the right friend, right? And then they start laughing. They're like, oh, is she listening? Did she make you do this? Then what? And then what if he just what if he does this? Look at that. What if the phone's here, right? And then he goes,
like, your husband does that?
yeah. So he smirks because he's like, he found it
I
funny.
would snap that phone and be like, yes, I am listening. I am listening. What's good? This is why you don't have a woman in your life. Then you know what? It's sad, but I feel like the low blows would come out.
Yeah, the low blows
because
would
you're being
100%
low to
come
me.
out.
You're being low to me.
Yeah.
Right? Then it's like, you really think that you're gonna be a little bit of a smart ass. Like, let's take you down 10 pegs.
That's right.
Like, then I'd be like, don't be smart, because I'm a hella smarter than you. But yeah.
That Hannah's Molten would come out.
Yeah, it would come out. But then I'd also look at him and be like, did I hear a smirkacious laugh? Like, did you just smirk at me? A smirk? Like, what? What do you think you're doing, sir? Did we not have this discussion? It took you 1 month to make it up to me. You're starting again? Then I'd start the 1 month back up again. I can't deal with this. I cannot handle it, girl. I would be so livid.
I would be
like,
so
you're
upset.
seriously laughing about this after we just had this month-long but he wouldn't, because he'd be shook. Aruj, he would never do that. I'm getting so irritated. Like, would he really do that to me? Okay.
I'm crying, guys.
I feel like we just spent 15 minutes talking about like what one thing.
Funny scenario. Like, I just feel like,
Oh,
honestly, there are certain things that I cannot tolerate in a relationship, and I do not like it when husbands or wives like are catty in public.
I don't think I would be catty in public, but I think if someone did my bestie like that, then I feel like I can still say something nicely.
Yeah.
But it would be very slick. Like D-Lo, he would know that I like slap him up.
And the thing is, I think in that scenario, if you were to say something catty, I wouldn't judge you. Because honestly,
That's so disrespectful.
you actually deserve to say, like, you deserve that. So go ahead and take the stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I know you'd be on the audience cheering me on.
Oh, facts. I'd be the one calling you the Uber. I'd be your Uber. I'd roll up, be like, yo, can I get in the car?
She's a real one, guys. Overindulgent in-laws who only see the good in their son. Oh my God.
Look, we know we have sons too.
Yeah.
I see a lot of good in them. I see their flaws.
Yeah. I see their flaws too.
I think it's important as parents to know
Balance.
that your kids have flaws.
Yeah.
And with this whole thing of boys have such a high standard in our society.
Yeah.
And they are held with such regard from, I want to say the generation before us, but I see it a lot in our generation
I
too.
see it too. Yeah.
I just feel like that's got to go, because if he is seriously doing something to harm his wife and the in-laws can't see it and they only end up blaming the wife,
Yeah.
that's a big problem.
I think it's a huge problem. I hate that like sometimes some in-laws will be like, oh, like my son is so amazing at everything, but like the compliment will never go anywhere close to the daughter-in-law. Like you can never compliment the daughter-in-law, but you will consistently compliment the son.
Yep.
Consistently. Like he can do no wrong. He can't do anything wrong. He's so amazing. He's so great. Meanwhile, like the daughter-in-law might have helped him through so many things and they might know that, but it's just too hard for them to get over their ego to ever give the daughter-in-law a compliment.
Exactly. And I'm just saying, okay, if, for example, let's say you're in a family setting, your mother-in-law and father-in-law are there, and you are there with your husband, and he does something really mean to you. But instead of his mom looking at him being like, "Don't talk to her that way,"
Yeah.
she looks at her and being like, "Why are you egging him on? Why did you
Oh
make
my
him say that?"
God. Yeah, girl.
That's unfair.
It's so
Especially
unfair.
when honestly most moms know that if their son is not treating their wife nicely, then there's a big problem, and the problem is the son.
Yeah, or even like small things. You know what I think like shows a lot of love to the daughter-in-law? It's like when like you see like anything, like for example, let's say like Eid is coming up.
Okay.
And he might not even have said anything, but like the mother-in-law comes to your house and she says something like, "You better be getting my daughter an Eid outfit." Like, and I'd be sitting there like, "Yeah, you better." But in like reverse, I'd be like, "You better be getting your mom something for Mother's Day."
We would be the ones going to get her something.
Absolutely. And like we
100%.
would be. And I think that's like how it should be. Whereas like sometimes I think what happens is that like the moms are so obsessed with their sons that like they cannot see a single flaw in them. Someone says one single flaw about their child, like even as a daughter-in-law, when you're like having a friendly conversation with your mother-in-law and you say something like, "Yeah, but like I wish he had done this. And then she will run to protect him.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there like, I was just talking to you as like a casual, like we could have had a friendly convo, but you made it very serious.
Also, like, it's a joke.
It's just a joke. And like, believe me, I'm married to him. I probably love him a shit ton more at this point. You know what I mean?
I'm tolerating him, am I not?
I'm tolerating him. Like I've given him children. Hello, like give me some credit. I think it gets really, really tricky when mother-in-laws and father-in-laws, they cannot like cut the cord with their children and they're just like so attached and they can't ever say anything like they can't ever hear anything even slightly negative about their kids.
Yeah.
Like there's negatives and positives in every single human being. It's all good.
Yep.
Okay, guys, so that is our juicy, loosey goosey episode for today. Y'all already know the drill. Subscribe to the channel, please. We're trying to hit that 10 to 20K. Please. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, on TikTok. Give us that 5 stars on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.